Hey, welcome to the final lesson of the course. Now, we are on Illustrator again because I wanted to show you the final screen that I created for the animation. We have this that we created, and when the users click on locations, we're going to be taken to this location, to this screen. For example, that it's going to show about the Big Ben on London, and we're going to have a nice image of the Big Ben. We're going to have like a little text talking about the Big Ben or the location, the history of this location, and we're going to have the map where the location is. So you can see that it's really simple. We have the image, we have the text base, we have the text itself, and we have the map. So this is going to be animated into After Effects. But first I want to fix some stuff here. On this point we have this animation, we have the London animation, and this is nice, but I want this to have a little game here with this position. And here's what I'm going to do. When we get here, I'm going to move some of these positions. For example, for the London items, I'm going to move a little bit the keyframe, and for the rectangle too, like this. Not too much, just a little bit, so that I have this game. But this is way too much, so I'm just going to take it a little bit like this. And so I have this game. If I want to add a little something more, I could do this. For example, for these items, I can leave it here, move on a little bit, and create a new keyframe. And for this middle keyframe, move them a little bit to the left, so that we have this. But if you want to do this, make sure that the keyframe interpolation is on linear. And you will have this. You can see that it bounces a little bit, and I really like that effect. I think it adds a nice effect to the whole app design. Alright, now when we get to this point, we're going to wait a few seconds. Well, a few seconds, not a few frames, and around here we're going to simulate a clicking here on the location, and this image will go, we will add a keyframe position and a keyframe for scaling, and then here we're going to cover the entire image like this. So we will have this animation. And when we get to this point, I want to play also with opacity. I'm going to create a keyframe here, and on this point the opacity will be 0. We're going to create another one, and we will have this. So when we stop seeing at the London image, what we are going to see is this second screen that I created. So on this point, everything else should disappear, including the navigation circle, like this. And we will be looking only at the second screen. So I'm going to add the travel app 2, and it's going to start from this point, right when the London image disappears. Like this. Alright, now take all these layers into your screens, and we can make this a different color so that we don't confuse. And here's what we're going to do. The first thing that we are going to look is at the image in here. And then the text base will appear right on this point. We can play around with the position, click here, half a second later add a new keyframe and make them easy ease so that it has a soft animation. And for this first keyframe, we can move this text base here, and we will have this animation. In fact, we could add a new keyframe, and for this one, do this, and we will have this nice game. But remember that you have to change this interpolation to linear. So we will have a nice bounce. Maybe it can take less, like this. Now when we get here, we can take a look at the text, and it's going to just appear with opacity. Set this opacity to 0. Just like this. And when this appears, we will have also the map. Now create a keyframe for the position, wait a little bit, make them easy ease, and for the first position, it can be around this point, and then go here. Just like that. Now create a new keyframe here, a little bit closer, make sure that this interpolation is on linear, and you will have this. Alright, now another thing that we can do is to click on the text base and click on create shapes from vector layer. Place this above the map and make the map alpha matte. Well, in this case should be alpha inverted matte, so that this happens. You won't see any part of the map in here. Let's take a look. Alright, now when we see the trouble app, we get this. Alright, now that's it for this animation. Now it's time to add some cool stuff so that we can finish this animation. For example, we have the navigation bar, which is the navigation bar and the navigation circle that we have here. Let's take them all the way down to the base. Now, when we go from Florence to London, this navigation circle should move. We have the navigation circle around here. So we need to create a position. Click on the stopwatch. Make this easy ease. And on this point, we need to take this circle to this position. So we will have this animation. Alright. Another thing that we can create that I find this to be really nice is that we can alter the color of the background. For example, if we take the base, we can create a hue saturation effect here, and right when we go from Florence to London, we can create a keyframe for the channel range. Let's open up the keyframes here, and when we get to London, we can change the color maybe to a greenish color like this. And when we get from London to the other screen, maybe in this screen, maybe the tone will be like a purple one, like this. Alright, now let's take a look at how it looks on the main screen. So we have the Madrid image here, and then we move along and we find the Florence image. We click on that image and it shows us, we see this screen where we have the name of the city, and we have the reviews, we have this how many stars people has given this city, and we have the lodging, restaurants, and locations. So far it's really simple. It's a really simple app, and it has anything that the user will want, because if you use a traveling app, you will want to see how is the lodging, how many restaurants does the place have, how what interesting locations it has, and what other people think about this city. So this has anything that you would want. Then we move on to London, to another city, and we see London here, and we have another reviews, and we have different icons, the different set of buttons and anything. Then if we click on locations, it shows this screen, and it will take you to this final screen where it shows one of the locations that London has. We can see the map, and we can see a little bit of history of the Big Ben in this case. So that's it for this course. I hope that you enjoyed this course, and I hope that you understood everything. Remember that I'm going to share with you all the files that I use, the fonts, the images, and the editable files. And of course, I'm going to be looking at what projects you upload about this course. And if you have a question, if you have an inquiry or something, you can post them on the discussion board, and I'm going to answer. Thank you for joining me, and see you on another course.